Hi, on this tutorial, I'll teach you how to use OKBot to track things on a website. Clicking things on a website could run you into issues with bot detection systems. This is because creating bots to specifically track where an item is on a website is difficult with code. Before now, software developers have been able to create a lot of codes that will go through a website and try to look for things based on the structure of the website. The problem with this approach has always been what we call honeypot. Honeypot is basically like a mine. On a website, there could be lots and lots of similar items in which only few can be seen by the human eyes. But for a script or a software, they would see so many others. Honeypot is a case scenario where the ones seen by human eyes, if being clicked upon, would not run into any issue, but the ones that are hidden from human eyes but available to the code, if being clicked upon, could make a Google Adsense account, a Zoic, ADX, get banned. In a nutshell, when you use a bot that clicks on something on a website, and this bot clicks on it just by going through the website code, that could be a very big problem. This is simply why there are lots of bots on the internet that promises to give you so much money on Google AdSense, but at the end of the day, you end up losing your AdSense account. This is because these bots would not just click on these ads, but they will click on them using scripts, which is very dangerous. On OKBots, I would walk you through an amazing feature we added. It's called the GPT feature. Now, to understand how this works, log into your OKBot using your API key and click on the creator mode. On the creator mode, click on create task. Practically, you're heading over to create a task because virtually everything that should be done on a website is basically a task. Each time you open up your Google Chrome, every single thing you do is perform a task. When you head over to a website, this is a task that said you just visited a website. When you scroll down, this is a task showing you actually scrolling down. Basically, every single thing you do on this page is a task. Most bots are not sophisticated enough to perform lots of tasks on a website. So they practically just help you open a website and they don't do any other thing aside leaving the website open for some time. The problem with this is every single website that has things like Google AdSense, Zoic, bot detection systems, they practically track the activities of the users of this website. So if the website is being opened, but the page is not being interacted with, or things are being clicked using javascript.click, which shows it's not trusted because it was a click from a script, such visitor can be deducted as real or organic traffic. In a nutshell, other bots that opens up your website, they don't engage with your website. So this means anything they do on your website will be marked as invalid click or invalid traffic. Now, how would you automate mouse movement? This is already sorted out. So OKBot does this by default. But however, there's certain things you need to state, such as if you want to click on an object, what kind of object would you want to click on? Let's say on this website right here, I just did my first task, which is opening the website, comfy.com. Now, I want to click on this advertisement. But I cannot just click on this advertisement using code because in as much as I might be seeing these advertisements on the iframe of this page, there could be thousands of iframes or hundreds of iframes on this page that might be what we call honeypots. So for instance, this is an iframe. This iframe right here specifies this is the advertisement over here. If I hold Ctrl F, which means to search, and I try to search for iframe, you would see there are over 42 results for iframes. Now, this simply means that if I was to click with this particular, with a script, if I was to click with a script, because there are lots of iframes over here, it will be quite challenging to specifically know which of them is a honeypot or a mine and which of them is true. Out of 42 iframes, how on earth are we going to specifically filter which is which and click on it? And even if we finally look for the lucky one by having a filtering method, the click will be coming in from a script, which simply means whatever ads click you generated using that script or bot would still be marked as invalid traffic. So how do we use AI to scan this website and click on a particular advertisement? Now, this is how we do it. Now, firstly, we would have to ask ourselves, what device are we going to be performing this on? Like we stated on previous video, there are numerous different kind of activities that can be performed based on a device brand. This simply means that, for example, right here, it's a display for a desktop computer. If we were to automate this task can only be executed by a desktop computer, as a mobile device might see this website differently, and certain things that worked on the mobile might not work here. Let me show you an instance. This is the website on a mobile device over here. And if I exit from a mobile device, this is the website on a desktop device. You can see there's a very huge difference between the structure of the mobile and the structure of the desktop. On this tutorial, I would focus heavily on teaching you how to automate this using a device from a mobile. So I'm going to right click again and click on inspect. And now I've clicked on inspect. I would leave this at cloning an iPhone 14 Pro Max. Now I'm going to refresh the page. Now, if this shows as an iPhone 14 Pro Max, you can clearly see the dynamics of the page has changed. However, it's still almost the same thing, in the sense that we can head over to okbot.com. We could head over to the okbot software and choose the GPT Pro Tools and put in the website we would want to visit as a primary action. The website being visited here is copfill.com. So I would paste in the copfill.com. Secondly, we're supposed to put in the amount of seconds we would want to wait after visiting the website before we start performing secondary actions or activities. For me, I could say 15 to maybe 20 seconds. This simply means it would open up this website, spend within 15 to 20 seconds going around the website, after which it would perform a secondary action like scanning the website to click on something. So what I've decided to do is to say 15 to 20 seconds. I'm going to give this a task name, which is Copview Ads Click. This is because this particular task will be centered around visiting Copview and clicking on advertisement, which is Ads Click. I've put in the primary action just to reiterate again, which is open copview.com and spend 15 to 20 seconds. Next is to click on primary action, and this is where the flavor comes in. On the primary action, I would choose an option called GPT Click Object. There are two kinds of ways the AI clicks on things. You could make it keep moving around the page, trying to find what you want it to click on, or you could make it to actually stay at a specific position on the page. For this video tutorial, I would make it move around the page in search for an item. Now, if I head back to this particular website again, I can see there's an advertisement banner over here. Now, all I simply have to do is to describe what I would want AI to click on. Like it says, GPT Click Object. Here, I'm going to say an adver. Okay, I'm going to say center, or let's say top of an advertisement banner. Now, this simply means that I want the AI to go through this website in search for an advertisement banner, and then you should click the top of an advertisement banner. So this is me stating exactly where I want you to click on, which is the top of an advertisement banner. After then, I would give it a time it would spend, which is it would relax up before it scans again. This is practically because each time it scans a page, if you want it to be moving randomly, it will scan, check. If it doesn't see advertisement, it will move around again, then come back and check. So the little time it spends between checks is what we call seconds before rescanning. I'm going to give this 5 seconds. So this simply means it would scan a website, wait for 5 seconds, and if it doesn't see the object that has to be clicked on, it would rescan again. And on this particular section, I'll put in the total amount of time I want it to spend trying to execute this action. I'm going to give it 60 to 90 seconds. Now, I'm going to click on this add, which simply means to add this to the secondary task. And now you can see this is it over here. It's been added to the secondary task. Now, just to reiterate, when you use OKBot, the top here is called the tools. These tools could be a series of things, depending on what you have access to. It could be a freeloader that gives you access to just visit a website. It could be a primary pro that gives you access to visit a website and click on as many experts as possible. It could be a secondary pro that supersedes the primary pro. Not just clicking on experts, you can also type things into experts and find links on a particular page. And then the top tier, which is the GPT Pro, which is a super version of the secondary, which not just being able to type into experts, click on links, but you can also use AI to scan the website for a specific object. So on this particular tutorial, because we would want to scan the website using AI, we choose the GPT Pro. When we choose the GPT Pro, on the primary action, which is what will be first executed before any other thing, we had put in copview.com, which is the name of the website. On the secondary task, we had set a first task which says GPT Click Objects. This is basically saying we want GPT, which is AI, to click on an object, and it says random mode, which simply means you should actually scan the website randomly while making interactions in hope to search for the object to click on. Now, I could decide to click back to the history and add even more things. I could decide to say after it has clicked on an advertisement, you should even scan the website again and click on more things from the advertisement. In other words, after the bot clicks on an ad, it should go to that ad that has been clicked on and even automate for that task, just to make it look like the ads were not accidentally clicked. But I wouldn't want to go more into the advanced parts. I'll just let you watch how it can track advertisement on any website and click on it in a way that is 100% safe from bot detection systems. So since I already have a secondary task added to the list, all I have to do is to click on add to executable list. At this point in time, you can see the task over here. I can scroll down and give this task a name. I would save this task as ads click, and I would save here. Now, the task we just created to visit copview.com, scan the website for advertisement banner, and click the top of that advertisement banner has now been saved. Next is to launch this task. In other words, is to give this task to as many bots as possible for them to execute properly. To do this, I will head over to the OKBot menu and click on the launcher mode. On the launcher mode, since this is a task that involves AI and we wouldn't want to abuse it, I would click on the orderly executor. The orderly executor is quite complex from what you saw on the free executor. That is because generating traffic, impressions can be done using random executor. However, if you don't want to get your Adsense account banned, only execute advertisement clicks or clicking of objects that are sensitive on the orderly executor. And since advertisement clicking is quite sensitive, we're going to be using the orderly executor. On the orderly executor, you can see the activity which we have over here. Visit copview.com, click the top of an advertisement. So practically this shows you the activity that we just defined. Next is to put in how many times we would want to generate or execute this activity. So since I would want, let's say, 5 clicks, which is advertisement clicks, I will change this to 5. So this simply means I want to have a total of 5 different bots execute this particular activity, which means if I have lots of browsers on my bot family, only 5 of them, 5 individual bots, different bot states, different bots are completely different from each other, should click on this particular link. Now this way, it makes it easier because the click will be identified to something that looks like a human being, which is a browser that has a cookie. But this particular browser that has a cookie is completely different from the other browser that has a cookie. So this simply means they're unique devices in their own way, but Google knows them as returning users or as real users because they have a bot state. And so when they engage in clicking 5 advertisements, they engage in clicking on these ads like 5 different people, and this makes it completely safe for us. If we were not using orderly executor, this means a particular bot can click on as many ads as possible because orderly executor is the only executor that gives you the capacity to specify how many times you would want a task to be executed and if a bot should repeat that task more than once. For instance, if you see over here, it says bot repeat limit. This simply means that how many times would you want this particular or a particular bot to engage on this task. Now, since I put in 1, it simply means that the maximum each bot can execute this task is just once. If I choose to, it means a bot might be able to execute this more than twice if it happens to be given the task twice. But if I leave this to 1, if a bot is being assigned this task and it discovers it has executed this task before, it will decline it and the task will be forwarded to a bot that has never executed this before, so as to protect your advertisement click integrity. The next thing to do is to put in the task you want to click. We already have the task we initially created here, which is ads click. Now is to put in the bot family, which is the league of bots that would execute this activity. Here I'm going to choose in UK, which is the bot we had created initially. Now the only difference between orderly executor and random executor is the fact that orderly executor helps you to limit the way things are being done so as to avoid being tracked for irregularities. Without orderly executor, a bot could perform a particular task unlimited number of times. With orderly executor, we can limit the number of times each bot can perform a task. That alone saves you a whole lot from all form of ads, limitation, suspension, or ban. Because if a particular irregularity, a particular bot is frequently coming back to perform a task, or different bots that cannot be tracked are coming to perform a task, such accounts get banned. So the sweet spot is to have accounts that can be tracked, not overdoing things, and that is what orderly executor helps you do. On this section, we're going to put in the maximum number of browsers we want popped up. For iPhone, I would say 1 to 2. For Android, I would say 2 to 3. Now I'll click on Start. And the moment I click on Start, this bot would start popping up. as each and every single one of these bots pops up, you will notice that they would all visit the website, which is copfield.com. They would interact with it the way a human being would. But more importantly, an AI would scan the website in real time, searching for advertisements. Now I'm going to leave just about 4 to be in full screen so you can see for yourself. Each and every one of these bots right now has their mouse moving on, but I want you to pay attention to how the AI would track this advertisement in real time. Now you can see this particular one has the scanner moving. It says scanning, AI is scanning the web page. So it's practically scanning, trying to look for an advertisement. And if it sees, it will click on it. This one has clicked on an advertisement. You can see it has changed the link. That's the first one. The other ones are still scanning. They're yet to actually complete or find the item. So if a particular bot is able to search for an item, it clicks on it. This other one has also clicked on it. You can see this is store.playstation.com. Now these are real advertisement click or by AI. We are open for testing. Should you want to test this GPT future and see how advertisements can actually be tracked by AI in real time, clicks are organic looking, meaning you would never have any issue with ad suspension, limitation. We could give you a 24 hours trial or maybe less, just so you test the GPT feature and see how these advertisements are tracked in real time with AI. Now they're all done with clicking advertisements, with exception to the first bots. The first bot couldn't find the item. The other ones were able to. I think this other, yes, we had about 3 of them having successfully clicked on ads. So I presume we only have 2 more bots to complete the ads clicking. So this is also to state that in as much as AI goes through the website, because the website is being shuffled randomly, where at a particular point it could be at the top of the page, only for it to scroll down, only for it to come up again. This kind of makes it difficult for the AI sometimes to click on the ads at all time. So for instance, you can see the browser has gone down. We said we wanted to click at the top of a advertisement banner. Luckily for us, I think I saw one not too long, but the page has moved again, which means we have gone out of the position where the advertisement is. If it scans what it currently has at the moment, it will tell you there are no advertisements found. This is because at the moment I can't see any advertisement banner found, apart from the one at the top, which I don't know if it can qualify for an advertisement banner. But I think it did qualify for an advertisement banner because it has been clicked on automatically by AI. So this means you can actually use the GPT to click on advertisements. Like I said, it is open for trial. You can try it out. We are open for you to test this and see for yourself. This is how to use AI to track objects on a website and click on it safely, securely, without having any form of ads limitation or ban. On the next video, I'll teach you how to use EFrames, which is a cheaper alternative. If you cannot afford to go for the GPT Pro, we have a cheaper alternative. But let's do note that the GPT Future, which is using AI to track advertisements, is 100. I wouldn't want to use the 100% safe, even if that is what it looks like at the moment. And it could depreciate in time to come. But at the moment of making this video, AI is able to track the advertisements with very high accuracy. The clicks are done using mouse clicking, which means it's not being triggered by JavaScript. And so this means to a very great extent, you can start driving traffic to your Google Adsense account safely and securely. On the next set of videos, I will describe exactly how more you can make a whole lot of ads revenue or automate lots of other tasks using OKBot.